Hey my loves, welcome to today's episode, which is all about helping you realize that you do not need to have everything planned. Welcome back to Growing with Kat. I'm your host Kat, and this podcast is all about helping you find ways to balance and unify your mind, body, and soul. I post these episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and in each episode I dive into steps you can take to help you on whatever journey you are on, and I cover topics such as wellness, the real that happens in business, raising your vibrations, how to create the life you desire, self-development, and much more topics. Now in today's episode, we are talking about what is hustle culture, why it is okay to not know things or have anything figured out, why it is okay to feel like you're lost, why it is not okay to force yourself to figure it out, and what can help you on your journey. So before we start, I know that you may be thinking, but Kat, don't you tell us to work hard and work for what we love? Yes, but I have been realizing that I feel like I have been pushing that you need to have everything figured out personally. If you do not feel like that, then great. But with January being all about setting yourself up for success this 2021, I knew that the new year can be a struggle and you may not even know where to start, and I just want you to know that it is okay. You do not need to have it all figured out. Personally, I don't have my figured out, and that is okay. So I really hope you enjoy this episode today, and I hope you learned something from it. So to start this off, what is hustle culture? Now, hustle culture is all about getting done, but if we were to balance if we were to take someone's life and balance it, who is in that hustle culture, the time that they put into their work outweighs the time that they put into their health, aka themselves, which is really bad. I was part of that hustle culture, and to be honest, I still am, and I am trying my hardest to get out of that. I used to work 90 plus hours a week, 15 to 19 hours a day, 12 if I was lucky, but that was me being part of the hustle culture of just grinding till I ended up in the doctors multiple of times. Like literally, one doctor knew me as the workaholic. Like every time he saw me, he would just ask me how much jobs I have. Like that was really it. He always knew that if I was there, all he needed to prescribe me was rest. That's all he would prescribe me, no joke. But really, I had to sit here and think, what was I working for? I was literally working for 3 big corporations who would give less than 2 shits about how I was. Everyone knew how much I worked. Everyone. Employees knew how much I worked. The managers knew how much I worked. And anyone on the top knew how much I worked. Because I made it known. I let them, when you have to work around 2 other schedules, you know that the person's busy. And they never cared about my health, it seems. Seriously, right now, looking at your life, who are you working for? And how much are you working for them? How is the job benefiting you? Seriously, I want you to pause this episode and think about this, because this is important. So these 3 questions are: who are you working for? How much are you working for them? How is this job benefiting you? If you can pause, answer, that would be amazing, or write these down for later. But I really think that these questions are very helpful, and know that you may be working for a job so that you can save up and then have your bills paid for a couple of months so you can stop working and work on what you're trying to do. And that's okay. Or you may just be working not knowing what you want to do, and that is also okay. I was working and I didn't know what to do, but also I never gave myself time to figure out what I want to do. So make sure you have that balance between your work and health, because maybe if I had that balance between my work and health, I would have been focusing more on my health back then, and maybe I would have made a change. Maybe I would have been healthier. Maybe there's all these maybes, there's all these what ifs. I can sit here and say the maybes, what ifs, and everything about every decision I could have, would have, should have made. And that's why I'm saying you don't need to have it all figured out. Even when you do, even when you're at a certain point in your life, you'll still sit here, look at the past, and wonder, what if I did this? and you try to think about like, what if I made that decision, or what if I bought that, or what if I didn't buy that? Like, you're always going to be filled with what ifs. That's just who we are. You're always going to want to figure out what would have happened, or what should have happened, or what could have happened. To be very transparent right now, my desk is filled with crap and a bunch of water bottles, and my bed is filled with a mountain of clothes right now. Writing this, and hopefully when I record this, all of this crap will be gone. So future Cat coming to this, well, present Cat letting past Cat know, it's clean. Like, there's not as much water bottles, and then the clothes are kind of folded, kind of mounted on top. But why I say that is just because I put that there because I was literally, if you saw this desk and you saw the bed, you would have just been like, what is that? Like, it's so messy. And when you're working in the same area as you do everything else, you need to have a clean space, or your work is gonna be messy. And I'm literally telling myself this now. And if I just cleaned up way before, maybe I would have finished way earlier. And again, the what ifs, if I did this differently, it's just life. But to get back to the topic of hustle culture, it can cause you a lack of sleep. It does for me personally, because I'm always sitting there in bed like, what can I do to make my business better? And, getting mad at myself if I spend a little bit too much time on watching a dumb, funny video. And there is no reason to lose sleep over thoughts like that. There literally isn't. You don't need to sit here and lose sleep because you're like, okay, what am I going to do next for my job, and how am I going to get farther? Like, breathe, sleep, take your time, enjoy your sleep. Like, don't be focused on that type of crap that you don't need to be focused on while you're in bed. There's certain things to focus on when you're in your desk, certain things to focus on when you're in bed, and your work shouldn't be something that you're losing sleep over. You can actually get pretty depressed, especially imagine putting all your hours into something, barely sleeping, and once you show it to everyone, it doesn't do as good as you wanted it to. Most likely, if you burnt yourself out, that will bring you down harder than it should have. Then it should. And it can actually also cause your anxiety to get worse, because you are always trying to do better than you did yesterday, and that is just not the way to do things. I say always, yes, try to do better every day, but do not force yourself to be better. Your best on your worst days are still your best, even if you don't do as good as you did yesterday. Please remember that and take that with you. Okay, so now that I touched a bit on that, it is time to talk about our next point, which is why it is okay to not know things or have anything figured out. We don't grow up knowing everything, and that is the point of growing up. We learn new things in each year, each month, and even each day of our lives. The world is built on figuring out. Like, the journey wouldn't be a journey if we knew what was going to happen. I do not know everything, and it truly is amazing when I figure stuff out. Imagine if we knew everything about this world and our past and our future all when we were born. What would we be living for? We already know what our path is. We already know everyone's path. We already know our past. It's so amazing to learn about different aspects of life. It's so amazing to learn different tips. It's so amazing to learn new things. That I feel like we're always trying to find something new, learn something new, do something new, create something new. Like, we're all about producing more. And it's amazing that we have these big platforms now that we can show and reach more people than what we could have a long time ago. Think of it like this. When you're scrolling through videos, do you click on the ones you know what's going to happen, or the ones that you're interested in what may happen. So what I mean by this is like Clickbait is a great example of this, and literally I saw one today. So imagine seeing two videos. One says I went wedding dress shopping, and the other one says I went wedding dress shopping and had an allergic reaction. I know for a fact I'm pressing the second one. I just want to figure out how they got it, where they got it, and what was it from. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, not knowing interests us way much more than knowing. Please remember, no one has their lives figured out, and this is one of many reasons I never went to college, because people are pushed into trying to force themselves to figure out what they like, and in each year of college they're changing careers and racking more debt. I heard from someone that their friend had no clue what to do for college, and they ended up becoming a nurse, and they wanted to change, but the debt was too much, so now they're stuck working at a job they hate. I don't know about you, but I hope every nurse and doctor I meet loves their job. Shit, if I'm under them, I really hope they love their job. I really hope they learned anatomy. Oh my god, bro, I'm not even joking. This girl literally was paying used to be friend money to take her anatomy test, and she was studying to become a nurse. What? She was failing all her anatomy classes, but she's studying to become a nurse. I'm sorry, but that literally makes no sense at all, and scares the living crap out of me that there's people actually doing that and actually passing their classes and actually becoming nurses or doctors. Well, no, doctors is so much harder, but are becoming nurses and stuff. Like, that's just crazy. But why it is okay to feel lost is the next point. And it is just okay. Like, seriously, it is okay to sit here and wonder if you are on the right path. It is okay to wonder if everything is going to work out. We are humans. Of course, we're going to feel lost. That is why we created like 1,000+ GPS apps. Am I the only one who looked up a GPS app and then comes out like 60 of them or 100 of them, and you're like, why do we need different GPS apps to get to the same place? It is okay to not know where you are going. I'm going to speak more on what helps me when I feel lost more towards the end, but just wanted to let y'all know it is okay to be lost, because we are all lost in some way or another. Why it is not okay to force yourself to figure it out is my next little point. And you remember my little nurse story I just said like literally a minute ago? Yeah, that is why we should stop forcing people to have their lives together at a certain point. But doesn't it blow your mind that if you're 20 right now, you may have 70+ more years? Like, is that not crazy to you guys? Like, that like blows my mind that like I may be 40, I may be 50, shoot, I may even be 70. And it's like 60 years. Like, I'm an adult. Like, what am I going to be doing? What am I going to have? You never know. And even if you're 40, you still have like freaking 40 more years. Like, that's insane. So you can literally do anything that you want to do. It's amazing. You're never too late to start something, never. And so what if you don't want to go to college until you're 30 or 40 because you had no clue what you wanted to do? That doesn't make you a failure. The only thing that makes you a failure is not living for yourself. And guess what? You may be those people who think that you need to have college at one age, a career at the other, married at another, and a kid in a house a year after. Like life ain't like that. Of course, if that is what makes you happy and that is your life, and you truly feel like you're like living your purpose and you feel amazing, then I'm so glad for you. But no one should force anyone to have their figured out like everyone else. Someone's gonna know exactly what they want to do with their life, and the other person's not gonna know. And it may switch. They may know what they want to do, and then 10 years later they're just like, what do I want to do now? It happens. So you may know now, but you may not know later. You know how I said I am a licensed esthetician? Before that I wanted to take a gap year and work, and my mom said no. So then I chose to become an esthetician. Of course, I loved skin and I loved the knowledge I gained, but I didn't enjoy giving people facials. Like, I enjoyed aesthetics because I wanted to travel the world. The reason I did aesthetics because I wanted to find a way to travel the world, and I really enjoyed skin. So I thought, okay, skin, cruises, traveling, perfect, right? But I don't like giving people facials. Like, the most I like is like science behind it. But I didn't want to go to college to become a chemist. So you see, if I let my mom force me to go to college, I would have probably hated everything about it and I would have dropped out. But I didn't, because I was okay with not having anything figured out. And I have a license that's gonna expire in like 1 more year that I never used. Like, really, what did I get out of going there? Hopefully maybe something will happen, but seriously, I got nothing out of doing that. And it's because I had after a while I started hating it. Like, not hating what I was learning, hating how the school was. And when the school doesn't do their job, I don't personally feel like I have to learn from them. So a girl tried to get her refund. I did my best. I got the best out of it. I met amazing women. I truly feel like if I didn't meet the women I met, that I would have been a completely different person as well. So you just never know. You really never know anything, and that is okay. So what can help you on your journey, which of course this is all just coming from my own journey, is I'm gonna add one and say clean up your area. To be honest, when everything's a complete mess, I feel lost. I really do. I feel like, okay, where do I start? How do I clean this? What should I clean? What do I need to do? And all of that is coming from just not knowing what the next step is. So I feel like cleaning up your space, especially if you work in that area, so cleaning up your workspace is really beneficial for your work, because you're not going to feel so crowded, I guess you would say. My second thing is manifesting. Manifesting is like the best for not having anything figured out, because when you manifest, you're creating your path. You're letting the world know where you want to go. As long as you're working for what you are manifesting, then it will appear. Like, if I manifest a certain goal, then I have to work towards that certain goal. Like I said, if I want 1 million listens on my podcast, right? I have to create a podcast first, and I have to post episodes to even reach to that point. If I never create the podcast, or I never post those episodes, how can I expect to get 1 million listens? Gratitude. Showing gratitude is great when you are lost, because at times it can get a little heavy not knowing why you are here, or if anything will go well. So having gratitude can be like your flashlight in those dark moments. Sometimes I wonder, like, what am I really doing here? Like, and when I get into like really bad moods, when I journal, I always make sure to show gratitude for what I have and gratitude for what I will have in the future. And it does really help, because it gives me hope. It gives me hope, and it makes me see how much stuff I have. Being able to say, I'm grateful for waking up this morning. It's like, yeah, like, some people did not wake up today. Like, that's like, thank you. like it's the little things like that, like being able to walk, being able to see, being able to make noise, being able to speak, being able to read, is being able, like, having a house, having a bed, having a blanket, being able to eat whatever the hell you want. Like, I'm grateful for that. And that's those little things that I feel like we forget, and those are the little things we need, especially when we don't know where we're going. Tarot card reads is my third one. They are great if you literally have no clue what is going on or what you should do. I actually finally got my tarot cards, so I did my first ever like little reading, and I did like a 13 card reading. So like the first 12 cards were the months of 2021, and the 13th card was the overall for the 2021 year. When I tell you I needed this reading, like, bro, this reading not only helped me feel hopeful and excited for the next months to come, it made me understand that even if I feel lost, as long as I'm working for the future I want to create, then it will all come together. That's why I'm saying manifesting is great, because sometimes the present is not that cute, so you just have to look towards the future and work for that. My fourth thing, well, I would say my fifth thing, because I said the other one, meditating. Meditating is great for just letting go and sitting with yourself. There are different meditations for different results or different problems, and it is truly beneficial to listen and do at least a 5-minute meditation a day, and maybe longer if you want to spare more time for yourself, to take care of yourself. And I think just having those moments to just breathe and kind of go within is great for yourself, especially if you're too busy worrying about out here. Sometimes you need to go in here, if that makes sense. And then I have like the reverse is get whatever is inside out. So what I mean is there is more room out here than there is in there. So like journaling is a great way to get what you want to feel out. To be honest, I would say that each episode I create is like a journal entry, because each episode each video stems from a problem I try and figure out, and I love it. I feel much more healthier being able to just get what is off my chest. You can also do things as dance, singing, art, crying, speaking, and much more ways to express how you feel. So to wrap it all up, I hope you enjoyed this episode all about being okay with feeling lost. And seriously, it is okay. You got this. You are amazing. Just keep pushing and look forward. And I know I say keep pushing, but give yourself time. Like, take those moments, those times where you feel lost, to go back and figure out, okay, what is happening? Because there was this quote, like, even though you're moving doesn't mean you're moving forward. And that makes so much sense, because think of it, if there's a problem and you don't take time to fix that problem's going to keep going, and you're going to be stuck in the same spot. You need to handle that problem. You need to see what's happening to keep going. We're always growing, we're always changing, and we're always needing a little, like, clean, I guess you would say. So taking those little breaks on the inside and taking that time to really give to yourself will really, really, truly benefit yourself later on in your life. So I'm so grateful for you listening to this episode and to future episodes. Stay tuned for the next episodes, because this month is all about setting yourself up this month for an amazing 2021. Remember that the 2021 workbook will only be free until January 31st. Also, make sure you rate, review, and share this podcast if you love my energy and if I helped you in any way, shape, or form. Always remember, you got this, you're amazing, and I cannot wait to see you on Friday in the next episode. See you soon, my loves.